Amazing people, and welcome to the after party of day number 2 of Project 1 Million in 1 year. And today's title is The Power of the Pre-Sale. And I'm so excited because in this one episode, you guys are going to walk away with a strategy that will put you in a position to go out there and start making sales, even if you've got nothing set up yet, you don't have your product yet, you don't have your service yet. And this is the way how all of the big companies, the big boys and the big girls test the market before actually going into it. So if you are excited about this as much as I am, then comment below and say excited, and let's hit the intro video. And hello again, everybody. Super excited to be here with you guys. Yes, Arlene is in the house. We have Shirley in the house. Thank you so much for being here. And after such a powerful day number 2, I had to go and make a little cup of tea to make sure that my voice stays good. But I'm happy to report that my voice is actually quite happy and pleased and doing okay. Even though we had such an explosive session today, and I'm just so no, I'm just so powerful. I didn't want to say that. I am powerful, but that's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say I'm so proud of everyone and so proud of this session and just the breakthroughs. And if you are part of Project 1 Million in 1 year, comment below and say P1M. You guys are on another level. This is really crazy. And it's interesting because it seems like every single event, it just gets better and the participants get more excited and more evolved and all of these things. And I'm just super excited for it. But also, I know some of you watching this are not part of Project 1 Million in 1 year. You might want to be like, hey, I want to also be part of this. So I'm going to put in the link in the description that you can join our next event, which is going to come up in the month of July. So if you are watching this and you're like, what are all these crazy, beautiful people doing? And I want to be part of that as well. Then I'm going to put the link in the description. It is project1millionin1year.com. You can register. It's completely free of charge. And you, just like all of our amazing Project 1 Million participants, are going to have the ability to learn these things and actually set yourself up for success by putting yourself in a position to actually know how to create your first or your next million. And I'm just so proud. And today was a very, very big day. Today was Money Day. It was very essential. And by the way, let me know, some of you that are on here, that are part of the event, comment below. What was your biggest aha moment and takeaway? Because again, this was a very big day. And I saw your live videos, and so many people had like really big breakthroughs and are still, wrapping their head around some of the concepts that we discussed today. And not that these concepts per se are all new, but some people are having a new reflection on it, on how they have been operating in their life thus far, and how much affect your conditioning and the people around you and some of the things that you've been through in life have been holding you back from actually living the life of your dreams. And so I'm very grateful to everybody who was there. Thank you so, so, so much. Hey, Tjibaria, are you waiting for you too? Yes, I am waiting for me too. Bless you. I actually was in the waiting room as well. Yeah, that's funny. You picked that up very awesomely, as you always do. I really want to give a shout out to Neo. Neo is so awesome. He's one of our students, and he's just incredible. You're such a leader. You're always sharing with the community. I just really appreciate you so much. So guys, if you don't know Neo, go make sure to check in with him, follow him. He's awesome. There you can see it. Neophytos Xenophontos. I always said that correctly. And Arlene is saying the relationship with money and perfection. Yeah, that was a very big thing that we discussed today. But let's get to the topic of the day, which is pre-selling. So pre-selling is a really powerful thing. And I'm not going to make a very long session today, but I do want this session to allow you guys to walk away with concrete material to go out there and start making money. And you have to become what you what you want to attract. Absolutely, Pratiksha, 100%. That was so. Again, I just want to showcase all of these beautiful comments. I'm just going to keep the comments on here so people can see what all of our amazing people are saying that are here live. Oh, and also, as a official YouTuber now, I should say these things. If you're not part of the channel yet, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, because I'm making daily videos to help you guys to truly break free and create a freedom lifestyle for yourselves. All right. So don't miss out. Be part of it. We have an amazing community on here. I want to give another shout out to Moon. Moon something from yesterday who was asking all these beautiful questions. Maybe Moon is on here or we'll watch the replay. I saw you are going through some of my videos earlier today, so I'm going to reply to you. But that's just so beautiful, and I really appreciate every single one of you that take the time to be here. And I will make it worth your while for being here and actually learning something that is actionable. So I'm going to take you guys back all the way to 2016. That was the year that I started my business and that I started in entrepreneurship. And let me tell you, I was excited. I was really, really excited. And I was very scared as well. Is there anybody like that? You're just like, scared because you're taking on such a big, incredible mission and, to be your own boss and to start monetizing your passion and what you love to do and to replace your job and to be able to still look after your finances and all these amazing things and actually create a freedom lifestyle. So when I started, I was super overjoyed. I was excited, but I also was scared. Like, what if this? What if that? As most people are. But as I went into business, there's one thing that I really, really did. And I want to start off with this thing. And I want everyone, especially our Project 1 Million in 1 Year participants, to note is that you have the power within you. So what I did is I took action with conviction. I kept momentum. I was implementing. I was doing all of the things that my mentor said. That's why I said today, it is so important to not just take the notes, but to actually implement these things and implement it with speed. It's not going to be perfect the first time, but just do it. You're going to start building those relationships with amazing people. And it is from those relationships and genuine connections where the trust will be born. And when there's trust, and from trust comes the business, and you're going to get your chinks. So just take the action, imperfect action, but take action. And so that's what I did as well. And I remember I learned marketing and sales. That's the first two things that I learned. And everybody in Project 1 Million in 1 year, the next 3 days is all strategy. So I know some of you in your live videos are like, oh my goodness, this is helping me so much. There's lots of breakthroughs. I'm ready for the strategies. You're going to get them. All right. So we've already covered a couple of them, but now we're really going to dive in hard. And it's going to be very, very, very much. So again, this is like this. We're only scratching the surface right now. And it's going to go even beyond to the degree that some people are like, why are you giving this away for free? Free mentorship. But this is going to be awesome. So I started to implement everything that I learned from marketing and sales. So I was visible. I started to speak to people. I started to listen, ask questions like, how can I help you? Let me solve that for you. But at a certain point in time, I was so eager and I was actually really impatient. Is there anybody like that you can feel like you can feel your success already, but it's just not reflecting in your reality just yet. You don't see the money in your bank account yet, but you feel that you're doing all the right things. You're disciplined. You're showing up. You're making your posts, and you get one like from your mom and your cat, and it's like and you feel impatient. And I was like that. And I remember I went to my mentor, Master Akash, and I was like, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I want to do this. And then he said, okay, invest in yourself, find knowledge, find courses, and implement the stuff. So it was at that time actually that we invested in a very particular way in a very powerful course from Digital Marketer. And that's a really awesome company. Ryan Dice being the CEO, or was the CEO back then. I remember watching his videos, and Molly, who was still at the company back then, and I learned a lot. It was absolutely awesome. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this stuff is amazing. But when we had invested, it was actually at the time that I went back home for the first time after moving to the UK. So for those of you who know me, I was born and bred in Amsterdam, and I had an opportunity in 2016 on the 6th of February where I saw an opportunity to learn from a man that I had never met up to that day. And I was like, man, this guy is living the life that I want to live. His heart is in the right place. I feel so aligned with his energy. I want to work with him. And he had an opportunity to invest. And I invested with money that I didn't have but that I found by asking my parents to borrow money and asking the bank if I can have a top up of my loan. And I invested. It was a program at the price tag of $7,000. I invested. I had a payment plan even, and I started implementing things. Now, then I also moved. So those of you that don't know that part of the story, I quit my PhD to really pursue this entrepreneurial career. I moved from the Netherlands where I was with my family, and I love my family to bits, like the most important in my entire life. And I moved away from them to a different country, the UK, to go and work at the company of my mentor, H Academy. And it was very scary, like I said before, because I quit my PhD, the one that I've been studying for 9 years. I put a lot of money. My parents put a lot of money to put me through school. And I just threw it away. And I was just like, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go all in. I committed. It was really, really scary. But again, I learned marketing. I learned sales. I was implementing. And I was learning. And I was getting results. After 3 weeks, I closed 70,000. I was just like, oh, wow, this stuff works. Okay, let's keep going. And then came that point, like I said to you guys later, that I felt so like, impatient. And where Master Akash said to me, like, okay, you have to continue your learning journey. Invest. And we invested as a company. And then I had the moment to go and learn from digital marketer. But that was the moment after I moved to the UK, the first time that I was going to go back to the Netherlands, to Amsterdam, to my family. And I had a 2.5-week holiday to go and be with my family. But that was just the moment where we had invested. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to learn on the one hand, and I'm going to be with family on the other hand. So I was like being with my family during the day, and I was going to go and study the course at night. Well, this led to sleepless nights because I was sleeping like 5 hours per day. It was crazy. But I went all in. I was like, okay, I'm doing this. So I was learning. I was like getting aha moments. It was crazy. I was writing things down like, oh my goodness, every single day I was messaging Master Jirakesh, and I said, this stuff is so awesome. We should share it with our students. I want to present this to them. This is so good. And he said, hey, you know what? We're having an event coming up. The event is called Master the Stage. So we were having our top clients coming to the UK in London. We had this private event room where we want to train our top clients, like around 40 people or so, how to basically learn how to speak from stage, how to become speakers, how to monetize their messages. And that was a very distinguished crowd. And he was like, hey, you know what? Why don't you just present this stuff to them? You take around a 90-minute presentation and you share this stuff. I was like, okay. But here's the thing. I was 2.5 months into my business, okay? Into my business career. It was totally crazy. And I was actually scared. Like, you're going to stand in front of people, mind you, that have been in business for 40 years. Some of these mentees, they were really, really distinguished. And I was like, hi, 2.5 months in business. I'm going to teach you. But I had excitement. I have a ability to learn very quickly and to explain very simply. So I felt the fear and I said, yes, I'm going to do it. So then I was like, okay, so now I'm not just only learning this stuff because I was still going through the course. I was now also preparing for a presentation. So now I slept 4 hours per day. So I was like, okay, the time was going slower. Like, So I went through everything. It was so awesome. And then 2.5 weeks passed by and I came back to the UK, went into the office because this was actually a Sunday that I came back and we were working during the weeks 24/7. And I came to the office and everybody was there. It was like, hi guys, so excited. How are you doing? How was your holiday? It was good, whatever. And then everybody was sitting in the meeting room. So Master Akash was like, okay, do your presentation. But I wasn't done yet because it was Sunday and we were going to go to London on Tuesday. And then my presentation wasn't until Friday. So I still had a couple of days to finish it up. I wasn't done. But I said yes. So, okay, yes. I felt the fear and I said yes. I did it anyway. So write this down for yourself. Feel the fear and do it anyways. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wing it. So I stood up. I stood by the flip chart. I didn't have any slides finished yet. So I was just like, I'm going to just write things down on the board. And I was presenting. 30 minutes flew by. And my mentor, Master Akash, said, okay, stop. I was like, oh my goodness. Was I so miserable that he has to stop me in the middle of the presentation? But he said this. He said, this is really good. You should sell your program. And I was standing there in front of the team, sleep deprived, flabbergasted because I just was presenting. I was being halted all the way in the middle of it. And he's like, you should sell your course. I was just like, huh? I look behind me, but there's a wall behind me. I was like, who are you talking to? Like, me? He's like, yeah, you should sell your course. And it was like I was in a different reality. Like, what do you mean course? I don't have a course. Did I miss the memo? Like, I've just learned this stuff. I'm not even finished learning this stuff. I said, I don't have a course. He said, sure you do. What do you mean, sure you do? He said, didn't you just spend 30 minutes explaining to us in a lively way how to do this marketing and that and this and the other? It was all about automation that I was learning there. And it's like, yeah, I did. So he says, you've learned this, right? You've started to implement this, right? He says, you have that knowledge in you now, right? It's like, yeah. So then you have a course. So he said, you should sell your course on Friday. I said, yes. Because my mentor said it. Feel the fear and do it anyways. Now we got to a point that I was sleeping 3 hours per day because not only was I still studying, not only was I preparing a presentation of 90 minutes, I was now starting to prepare a presentation where I was going to incorporate a sell. That's completely different. Like, how many of you have ever presented in front of a crowd versus presenting in front of a crowd and close? It's a different ballgame altogether. This was actually the time that I fell asleep on stage practicing. That was on the Thursday night. I fell asleep on stage and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I went back to the room to have 2 hours more sleep before the session was. But okay, that's the reality. That's how it went. But the lesson that I learned from that moment and what my mentor explained to me, and I'm now going to explain to you, was the power of the pre-sell. Because I didn't have a course. I was absolutely right. But I had a course. He was absolutely right. The course was within me. The course, the program, the surface is within you. You are the product. I want you to comment that below. Say, I am the product. Just like we said earlier today, I am the brand. You are the product. So I was the product. And he explained to me, how do you structure your pitch? And I'm going to break that down to you guys right now. So make sure to take plenty of notes. Make sure that you understand this concept. And obviously, I'm not going to share every single sentence that you need to share, but I'm going to share the big structure so that you can actually start incorporating this. So that everybody that's watching this has the ability to go out there and pre-sell your things too. But before I do that, I just want you guys to know that most people don't do this. You don't want to know how most people go about their business? And why also most people are not making it through their first few years, why most people fail in their first few years, is because they don't know how to actually properly communicate and because they don't test the market. Here's what most people do. Most people say, I have a business idea. I love it. Business partner loves it. We're going to go and create this product. So they're going to go create a product, R&D. They're going to go, and if you're in the knowledge industry, like we spoke about yesterday's not pre-training, yesterday's after party, then you're going to go and set up a course, knowledge industry, something like that. Then here's the thing. They're like, okay, I need to film a course. I need to get a good camera. So they're going to go and save for a camera. Then, I need a good light. They're going to go buy a ring light. And then all these things. Then say, okay, I need to write out the course. Then months pass by. Then finally they are in recording space. They're going to go record this thing. And then once the course is done or the product is done, they go to the marketplace only to find out that nobody wants the darn thing. That doesn't make sense. Why not turn it around? What if I was to tell you that you can test the market first? You can ask the market if they even want it. And if they say, yes, I want it, then you go and create something. That's what a pre-sell is. A pre-sell is that you're testing the market before you're actually going to go and create something. And again, top companies do this. They do the pre-launches. How many of you know at least one company out there that has done some sort of launch, some sort of waiting list, some sort of test group? That's the way to do it. You're going to test the market first. So here's how that goes. And by the way, when you do that, you want to be completely honest. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to sell you something if I don't actually have it. And then to have a customer that is not happy, is like, oh, you don't even have it yet. No, you're going to be honest. So honesty is key when you do this. So step number one, when you do a pre-launch, You want to set yourself or pre-sell, pre-launch. No, it's a launch and a like pre-launch. Yeah, pre-launch, pre-sell. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Pre-ulala. So number one requirement is that you set yourself a launch date. So I want everybody that is watching this, comment into the chat box and say, what is your launch date? Now, for me, in my example, my launch date was 30 days from now. So I said I'm going to launch this in 30 days. That was it. Yeah, 30 days. So I had 30 days to go and create something if someone should say, yes, I want it. So I did that. Launch date set. Then you want to have a launch price. So when I launch this thing, what is the price going to be? That price wants to be the actual value of the thing. So when I launch this thing, the value is blah, 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 blah. Or it could also be that even when you launch it, you're going to have a special offer. But when you are now launching, this is coming to point number 3, what is your early bird special? What is the special price that you're going to put forward for those people that are early committing to buying your program, product, service? What is that going to be? So 3 things right now. Launch date, what is the price that you're going to offer it for when you launch it? And what is the significant special that you're doing right now for those people that are early adopters? Yeah, is that clear so far? Now, this is how the pitch goes. So here's the pitch. Write with me. If you're watching this again later, you can write it afterwards. But I want you to get it. It's a very simple thing, a very simple pitch. So I went on the stage and I started to teach, because if I don't give value, nobody's going to want to buy anything. So value, 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 value first. That's number 1. So I started presenting. I started to teach different things, teach this, teach that, teach the other. I was giving them a lot of value. Then after around 60 minutes, I asked the question, how many of you have learned a lot? And a lot of people raised their hands and said, yes, I've learned a lot. Then came the second question, how many of you would like to learn more? And a lot of people raised their hand and they said, yes, I would like to learn more. And then I said this, and this is the pitch for the pre-launch. So I said, well, I'm actually launching a course. So that's the first statement. I'm launching a course. Then this course is going to help you to do X, Y, Z. So my course had such an awful name. I thought it was a really cool name at the time. I don't know where my mind was, but we called it Passive Profit Maximizer. PPM. So I said the name of the course is Passive Profit Maximizer. And what it will do, so write that down. That's the second part of the pitch. What it will do is help you to maximize your profit passively. Yay! By teaching you how to do digital marketing and this and that and automations and whatnot. So it describes what this thing will do for them. Then the third thing, it will launch on this date. So you're going to give them the launch date. Then the fourth thing, when it launches, we're going to launch it at this price. So you give the launch price. But then you say the next thing. But because we really want to, and then you insert your reason for the offer. What is the reason that I want to do something special? It could be that I'm having such a great interaction with the crowd and say, hey, you know what? You guys are awesome. I want to do something special for you. Or it could be that you say, hey, I want to work with a special test group. And with that test group, I'm going to work more hands-on. I'm going to go and do some extras for you. And that's the thing. What you have to understand is that the early adopters, they have the biggest risk because you are here launching something brand new. They are the ones that adopt early. They are the ones that therefore need to be rewarded for their early action taking. They get rewarded in 2 places. The first place where they get rewarded is in the fact that they get the best deal. That's what we're going to go next to, point number 5, which is, but right now it's going to come at blah, 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 special offer. So they're going to be rewarded by means of the pricing. But they're also going to be rewarded by the fact that you're going to look after them. You're going to run an extra mile. You're going to throw in bonuses. You're going to spend more time in answering their questions, making sure that they get what they need. They are the guinea pigs. So we're going to help them. We're going to do that extra things that make them feel good and looked after. That's the reward for them being the first one to believe in you. Does that make sense? And that you also include somewhat in your reason for the offer. So because I really want to do something special, you guys are an amazing crowd, I want to launch this very special test group to really break the norm and get people amazing results. We're therefore going to run an extra mile, we're going to do bonus calls, we're going to do this, we're going to do whatever. You just put that reason in there. And therefore, I'm going to set aside a number of spaces. Now, you can either be specific with a limiter, how many spaces that's going to be. You can say, I'm going to set aside 10 spaces, I'm going to set aside 15 spaces, or you're going to say some space. Maybe there's no limit, there's no cap to it. But you're going to say, like, I'm going to set aside a number of spaces. And for those people that are going to take this opportunity and be part of this as an early adopter, as an early bird, as the member of the test group, you're going to get a special offer for only, and you write down, this is the fifth point, for this amount, the special offer that you're going to get. So I did that. And I wrote down at the time $2,000. That was the special price, and it was something we're going to sell for $7,000. Those were the numbers that I was familiar with. Those were the numbers of what it was worth. So I wrote it down. And then I said this, and this was crazy. I said, okay, so for those of you that want this, 2,000. If you want to grab this opportunity and go on this journey with me, make your way to the back and see the team. And I stood like this with a smile. And one person stood up. I was flabbergasted. I was looking at the crowd, 40 odd people in there. One person stood up. They made their way to the team, and I couldn't believe my own eyes. Like, I hadn't even created the course. It was my first ever sell. I was like, ah! You know how you have those cartoons when you have like the character, they have like the eyes pop out, like, woo, then the mouth opens, woo, and then the tongue rolls out, like, woo, woo. That was me internally. But I couldn't just show that to the crowd, right? I had to stay calm, cool, and collected. But internally, I was like, what? Are you for real? Someone is going to buy this? I stood like this. And I finished off the session. And later, that event, a second person bought as well. But from my efforts, at that moment, I made my first $2,000 sell for a product that I haven't even created yet, to a crowd of very awesome people. And it changed my life. And some of you may listen to this and think like, well, 2,000, that's not much. It's not making me $1 million quite yet. But for me, it was everything. Because up to that point, when I was in my job, I was making 2,000 per month. And I was working really, really hard. Like, I work hard now in my business. I was working hard in my job before that. And I had to work an entire month to make about the same amount of money. And now, I was doing something that I actually loved. I was doing something that would actually help people. And in a 19-minute presentation, I made the same amount of money. I was really, really mind blown. Like, I just want to ask you, how many of you would feel mind blown that someone feels that what I have to share is worth that money, even before it's created? So guess what happened? I had now proven that the market wanted this thing. So now in 30 days, I had to actually create the course. So then I went into a month of 2 hours sleep. Can you believe it? It's like, that was literally the period of my entrepreneurial journey where I slept so little. I had like bags under my eyes. I was so like, tired. But it was worth it. I mean, sometimes you got to hustle. And it changed my life because I now saw like how this worked, that I can focus on helping people and I could offer something that people saw the value in. But you want to know what I did next? Next, I was like, okay, how about online? Because that was in person. It was in a room with 40 people that came to London. Some of them flew from different areas because they were our high-level clients. Then a little while after that, we had a mastermind, and we had a lot of our same top clients that flew with us to Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. And we were gathering this beautiful mastermind. It was all about how can we speed up the business growth. And then we said, okay, you know what? We're going to do a webinar challenge. Let's do a webinar challenge. So everybody of the participants had to create in just a few moments, in a day or a few days, their own webinar. They had to come up with the webinar title, how to market the webinar, the funnel for it. They had to go actually fill the webinar, go live, make visible. They had to come up with a presentation. They had to come up with the offer, learn how to pitch it, like literally the actual journey that I went through. We were then replicating and sharing with our students. But because I'm the kind of person that doesn't just want to, be a person that's like, you guys do it. I'm always like, hey, I'm leading by example. I'm just going to jump there in there with the students. So I was like, I'm going to participate too. Let's do it together. Let's see who can win. Let's have a little competition. And so my day for the webinar, because every one of us picked our day, and then we had 2 people per day because we had like 20 people at the mastermind retreat in Vietnam. And then we said, okay, we have every day mapped out. This was actually quite a long retreat. I think we had like 9 or more days. So some days we had 2 people doing it. Some days we had 3 people doing it, and we all had our own time slots. So my time slot, my day was Thursday, and my time slot was 8 p.m. UK time. So I was doing my presentation. I already actually had a presentation that I just did in that event. So I said, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make slides, and I'm just going to say the same thing. And mine was at 8 p.m. UK time. So I was in Vietnam. So that meant that in Vietnam, it was like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., something like that. So I was in my hotel room. Imagine. It was completely dark. Everyone was sleeping. And I was there. Welcome to the webinar. And I can't actually remember how I did this, whether I had my camera on or not. But I've run a lot of webinars without even my face on it. I don't know if this one particular one, I did that because it was actually quite hot and dark. So it might have been that I did that for this one. I can't remember. But imagine, right? All I have is slides. The camera is off. You just have a script in your hand. And all you have to do is just read from a script for an hour. People don't even see you. So I can be in my PJs sitting there. I'm just reading from a script. Okay, blah, 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 boom, whatever. I did that for 90 minutes. The webinar finished. It was super quiet because everybody was sleeping. And I close off my laptop. I sit back. And I see my phone light up because the room is dark. My phone lights up. I grab my phone. And I cannot believe it. I made 2 sales. 2 more people. Yeah, balloons. 2 more people bought my not yet existing course for $2,000 each. I just made $4,000 in a 90-minute session. How would that make you feel? I was just like, what? Why didn't I learn this in school? Like, actually, I'm doing something that I love. I'm actually helping people, and I make way more money than my job ever could pay me. And then I had an aha moment because I recorded my webinar. You guys know what I'm saying? I recorded my webinar. What does that mean? It meant that I had a presentation, a perfect webinar that was already proven to sell, and I could reuse that on autopilot. And I did. I don't know what these words mean to you, because for me, it's my journey. It's what I went through. But I very much remember that so many times along my journey, pre-entrepreneurship, during entrepreneurship, now that I have seen other people share stories like this, and I've looked at it and I was like, is that really possible? Oh, if only I could do that. If only I could make that happen too. And I want you guys to know that you can. I'm in no way special, smarter, whatever, supersonic. Like, I am special as much as you are special. Every one of us is special. But it's not like I've got some supersonic ingredient to the supersonic ingredient soup like Kung Fu Panda. I'm just a normal person, but I care about my life. And I want to help people. And if you care about people, you focus on impact, and you learn the skills of marketing and sales, you can do this too. And I've just proven to you, I didn't have the course yet. I still had to go and create it. I just literally learned this stuff. So remember, I was a beginner in this digital marketing stuff. So whatever excuse you may have for yourself when you're listening to this and like, yeah, it's because you are, whatever reason, right? It's because you got a lot of results. No, I was 2.5 months into business. Like, what results did I have? I was speaking in front of a lot of people that had a lot more results than I've had. Number 2, I don't have a product. I didn't have a product either. Oh, you already knew a lot of stuff. No, I just freaking learned this. I could just pass it on to others in my own unique way. That's why I'm always saying, like, people that come to our events and you're making notes, like, how many of you have made a lot of notes? Those notebooks are worth millions. Because in the same way that you are having your notebooks from things that I'm sharing at our Project 1 Million event, I had my notebook from all of my mentors, and I made it my own. I share these things in my own way. I combine different things. I'm adding to that my own experience from just a few weeks or months. If I can do that, you can do that too. Nothing is stopping you. Does that make sense? You now also have a script that you can use for this pre-launch. You now know how to go about it. Now, obviously, there's a lot more details to it, and that's why I'm so happy for all of our Project 1 Million participants for day number 3, 4, and 5, because these days are gonna be unbelievable. You're gonna know exactly how to design your business, your offers, your pricing, every single thing. You're gonna know exactly how to make an impact, speak to people, empower people in such a way that you're moving them towards a better future, and effectively communicate that you are able to help them. And you're gonna learn exactly how to monetize and how to predictably grow your income to your first 6 figures and then scale it up to 7 figures. Does that make sense? We're giving it all away. That's the thing that we do. Project 1 Million 1 Year is the craziest event on this planet, maybe in the universe. Because I want people to break free. I've had it with people being stuck. I know how it feels to be stuck. It's not a nice feeling. It makes you feel sad. It makes you feel incapable. It makes you feel like it's not meant for you. It makes you get not confident. That's not cool. So I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like not to have enough money for certain things. Doesn't feel nice. All the while that I know in my heart that I can bring something to the world. Now, how many of you have the same thing that you feel in your heart? You may not have all the clarity, you may not have all the answers, but you do feel something that you too have the ability to help a few people. How many of you have that feeling? Comment below and say me. Because I can bet you that's everyone watching this. You have some knowledge, some experience, some passion, some talent, and you can put it out there. And you now know how to a certain degree. And for the rest of this event, you'll learn the other ingredients of how to do it. So no longer stop yourself. Is that okay? If I can do it, you can do it too. I want you all to comment that below. Say, if Tjibaria can do it, I can do it too. And again, Project 1 Million people. Hoo for you guys, because you have 3 more days of awesome mentorship, and you guys are going to crush it. You guys are going to walk away with so much, and it's going to be amazing. And those of you that are not part of Project 1 Million in 1 year yet, let me put it in the chat box again. This event now, you can no longer join, but you can join our next one, because we're running these events every single 6 weeks. So be part of it. Link in the description, project1millionin1year.com. Join us next time. And I can tell you that if there is a will, there is a way. Focus, like I said yesterday, focus on impact. How can I help you? Which person can I help today? Focus on that. And if you focus on impact, income will come. And right now, you're going to be weaponed with the strategies, practical steps on how to do it. So I really want to ask you guys, please save this video. Like it, Save it somewhere to your YouTube library so you can go back over the pitch that you can like. It's not the most fantastic pitch, but it works. This is how we close millions. And I have to thank my mentor, Master Kashneh. He is the one who taught me this. This was amazing. And it will change your life too. So save this video. Whilst you're at it, subscribe to the channel, put on the little bell so that you can get more of these incredible strategies to truly break free once and for all. And I want to see you do it. Take action. Will you please? For you? Because you got this. Yeah? So on that note, I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much. Love you to bits. You got this. Hoo ha hoo. And Project 1 Million in 1 year participants. I see you tomorrow on day number 3. And real quick, if you haven't done your live video yet, do your live video. I hold you accountable. Because there's one thing if you say, I want to do this, I want to make millions, and it's the other thing to actually do the work to get there. Going live is part of that. So go live. Yeah? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.